SPAC friends and family. It's Tuesday, and it's shortly after 2 o'clock here on the West Coast, and you know it must be time for SPAC chat. And my goodness, are we counting down the days to SPAC 2025, 70th anniversary? Lots of announcements, a lot of excitement this week. As you know, our website has the speaker widget running, as well as the schedule and our exhibitors. So if you're not registered and you want to see the schedule, head over to our website and check it out. If you're already registered, then you probably know that our event app has launched on Hoova. So please answer the email and go ahead and log in. Everybody is already starting to network. If you're getting too many notifications, just go into your settings and turn them off. So that way your phone isn't dinging every single time Len says hello to somebody. But you make sure that you go in at least once a day and check out what is being discussed. There's a lot of live polls, a lot of meetups, and start working on your personal agenda. Start planning your road for success so that when you get there, you know your education is lined up. Set some reminders, especially for the classes that you don't want to miss. That way you don't miss it by accidentally getting caught in a conversation. The other exciting bit, which if you've seen on Facebook, you saw my video that Beth and I made last weekend. We went out to the Valley of Fire to put the final details on our Valley of Fire excursion. Now that's happening on Tuesday, and there is an additional registration charge, and we are limited to the amount of seats we have on the charter bus. So it is first come, first serve. We will have a presenter presenting for about 30 minutes on how to capture photos in natural lighting. And then you'll have about 2 hours to explore. There is lots of trails. Not all of them are hard. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. We also have some picnic tables, and lunch will be included in that. Now, we traditionally have always done a golf tournament. Well, this year we decided to step that one up too. We are doing a golf experience at Atomic Golf, which is the newest venue in Vegas. We have done a buyout. We will be taking charter transportation back and forth, so that way if you have a few cocktails, you're safe. And we will have the longest drive. We will have games set up, food, 1 drink per person. We will have some sponsors there who are excited to greet you. We'll be having lots of fun. So even if you're not a regular golfer, but maybe you can be tempted into hitting 1 ball into the air, it's a great opportunity for you to have fun. There's some putting areas. There's cornhole. There's really a lot to do there. I will be making a promotional video for that in a moment. So check that out later this week. Last thing I'm going to say, early bird ends on October 31st. Please do not come crying to me on November 1st because there's nothing I can do. The other thing is please book your hotel room as soon as possible. We always sell out. Everybody knows that, but I can't book the overflow until we've sold out. So if you're going to come, book your room, get it taken care of now. And if you have any other questions, just be a little patient with me because there's a lot of you and only 1.5, my daughter, of me. So that's it. I am done talking for the day. I'm excited to bring this next presentation to you. This will be a game changer and a way to increase your sales. So let me first bring on our host, Calvin Harrell.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Our guest today is coming from England, and so you know it's evening there. It's about 9 p.m. tomorrow. So it's one of those things where we're an international organization with some of our attendees and people that want to engage because we're doing something very unique in the industry in the way we've been able to sustain and continue to grow through the challenging times. I'd like to bring on, let's bring on Ian now. Ian Hatch is coming from us. He's going to give you a quick background on where he is and who he is, but he's going to be talking about new technology. We're talking about AR. Now, we have some other things that have been coming on with AI And there's AR. AR was here probably a little bit before the AI, but it's all coming. It's automated, or it's either automated or whatever the hell. My brain is taking a hike right now. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's AR. He's been able to implement this into his basket of goodies that he can offer to parents and schools, and he's finding a way to monetize the process. And to my knowledge, based on what I know, and he's going to tell me if I'm wrong, it is not difficult to do once it's set up, as is everything that we do, right? Once it's set up, it's an easy flowing process, and he's finding that he's getting great participation levels in the UK. That's England. So come on, Ian, talk to us. Tell us about who you are, how long you've been at it, and what you're doing, and how you're making money using AR.
Good stuff. Good evening, Calvin, and good evening to everybody, all our SPAC friends, as I say, and Corey, and thanks very much for everything you guys do. Yes, so I'm over from England just this evening, 9 o'clock. Just to tell you a little bit about Moving Memories. Moving Memories is something that is basically where what we're trying to do is take printed photographs and to a video to those images, basically to make the photographs sell more. I suppose it's a bit like trying to keep print alive, really, in many ways. So, in this day and age, a lot of our customers that are buying photographs are buying digital images. When it comes to individual photographs, this is a way of trying to encourage our customers to buy print. So what we actually do is we link the image to a video that we take at the time. Now, if you look at regular markets, our regular school market, for instance, here in the UK, we've got a very busy period of time between September and Christmas, the normal portrait season that you've got, where in most cases, as is with a lot of businesses, you make the majority of your money and your income and your turnover at that particular time. In schools in the UK, we tend to, particularly the primary market, also then visit that school again in the summer for what can be class photographs, which are usually not necessarily great income. They're kind of money that you're turning over for the business. It's not necessarily with a huge margin. But what I've done with my business is what I wanted to do that time of the year. I wanted to try and increase the sales, increase participation, and create a tradition that means the business that we get in the autumn, we benefit from getting that business, but keeping it with another product that we have available in the summer that is unique. And that basically is Moving Memories. So we've targeted a niche part of the market. So the leavers in a primary school, we photograph them again. So we've already photographed them in the autumn in the normal way for autumn portraits. We go back in the summer when we do class photographs. We also take the leavers and photograph those individually again. But this time when we photograph them, we video them 10-second video afterwards where they just tell us, like, hi, my name is Ian, and I'm 11 years old and I like to be a pilot or whatever one day, whatever they have to say. I give them the schools a brief, so the kids have got a script to work to. They work on their script in class, so it becomes a classroom activity for the teacher to give. And then when we take their photograph, we say, right, okay, when we press the button on the video, you've got 10 seconds just to tell me your name and give me, just basically say whatever it is you've practiced, basically. And so that we take that video, and then when we sell photographs in the normal way to the parents, if they buy either a certain amount, or we sometimes add value onto some of the packs, basically we're looking at upselling those individual photographs. And all we then do is send them a QR code, and they scan the QR code, and that image then comes to life with the video. But they need the print and they need the QR code. Those are the two things they need. And the augmented, don't get technical on me here, Calvin, at all, really, but augmented reality is not necessarily something I understand. But what I do understand is there is a web service that I use, that I pay for a subscription for, and I upload my image, I upload my video, I get a QR code back. That is what I share with the client, and that's what I get my participation with. So that was the first year we started doing it. We were trying to look at leavers in primary schools, giving them something special when they leave, while we were there doing class photographs anyway. Okay. And if you imagine, we'd already photographed the children in the autumn, got some money for that. We're going back in the summer when they're leaving, so we're not going to get any more money out of them anyway, but we photograph them again individually and link it to a video, so we get a higher a higher level of sales, more participation. And that was year one. Now, after year one, we've then decided that we would start doing the same thing for class photographs. So you take a class photograph of a 30 children, for instance, and normally what you really want to do is sell 30 prints. But what tends to happen when you're selling class photographs is you get 5, 6, or 7 people that want to buy the print. So they've got 23 people that haven't bought the print. So what we now do with the Levers class photographs, so I'm not doing it for the whole year at the moment, just for the class, Levers class we were for the first year. We photograph it, and then we get the children to come and wave past the camera and get a moving video, and then we interview the Levers teacher as well and put that on the end of the video. So when the parents buy the photographs, they get a little video of the children moving and waving past the camera, and a few nice words said by the teacher that looks after the Levers. So, but that's only available to the parent if they've got the print and the QR code. So if you've got the QR code, you can't see the video because you don't have the print. If you've got the print and you haven't got the QR code, you can't see the video either. So what is unique about that is it basically pushes your participation levels up. So much so that this period this year, all of our schools that we photographed in the summer, we did a reception photograph as well. So that's the children that are starting in the school for the first year. And instead of doing a video where the children would wave at the camera or go past or walk past the camera, what we did was we asked the teacher for the reception children to sing a song, to practice a song. So basically, again, I've got a sheet that I give to the teachers to say, here's some examples of things you can do. So they make a lesson out of it. And then when we come for photography, we take the picture, we say, if everybody behaves and we take a nice photo of you, at the end, we're going to sing the song that you've practiced. Okay. And then we press the button, they sing the song, and that is the video that gets linked to the photograph. And again, as a parent of a child that's 5 or 6 years old, to have a video of them and their classmates singing a song, only available if you buy the print and you have the QR code. Again, the participation rates have been incredible. We've had, instead of having 30 children, 30 prints purchased, we've had 35 and 40 from the same photograph. There's only got 30 kids in it because they've shared it with another, with a parent or grandparent, and then sent them the same QR code so they can watch the video. So the video is not online anywhere. It's just linked to the actual print itself. And you can, with this particular, you can actually link it to anything. So you can link any photo to any video.
It's using facial recognition then to tie the video data to the specific image. And then when they look at the image on their phone, or when they scan it, I presume. I'm just speculating. So tell me, when they scan it, the picture, the video will play.
Yeah, so it is connected to an app. So ultimately, wherever the QR code is, once you've scanned it, it is opening up an app. For the first time you scan it, it obviously has to download the app. Once you've scanned it, every time you hold your phone over the picture, with the app open, of course, it will play that video. I went to an exhibition on Friday up at Eden Project here in Cornwall. And I had 2 group photographs on my banner and an individual picture, and I was just able to show, all the teachers basically, here's you hold your phone over the picture, and then the song plays, and you hold the phone over this picture, and the video of the Levers all waving go past the camera plays, and then the children individually saying nice things about their, about the future and stuff like that. So again, it's very robust. It works really well. I mean, I haven't had hardly any issues at all with parents saying that. I have some parents who say, I've got an old phone and I can't get it to work. But ultimately, if you've got a modern day modern sort of phone that will download an app, ultimately, then it works really, really well. It's very, very robust and very simple. And the workflow, that for me was the important thing, is it had to be simple in order for me to do it. And so when I met the guys and they've set up a web service for it, basically, when I get an order of a certain level or an order of certain value, then I go to the website, push the image up, push the video up, get the QR code back within 24 hours, send it to the client, and that's the end of it. So it's nice. It's all done automatically, really. Yeah.
Are you having to chop up that video, or are they chopping it up and face matching it?
Well, what we're doing is I'm doing that, but ultimately what I'm trying to do is I try to get the video done on the day, like with photography in the same way. If you've got to do any editing afterwards, that's time and that's money, and that's, to be honest, it's quite annoying to have to do that. So I tried really hard, certainly with the reception class singing photos this year. It's perfect. We start the video, they sing, they stop, we stop the video. That's what they get. I'm not doing anything fancy to it. I mean, in fact, in one of the I do actually now put my logo on the end, so they know that it's from me, just so as they can share that with other parents and tell them where to get their QR code from. So I do a little bit of those kind of things, but most of those things, once you've done it once, I've got a template. I just fire it into the same template, and then the video is there. And you sometimes just have to chop it to 1 second, or chop it up a little bit, bring it in a bit. But most of the time, the only other thing I'm doing with the Levers class photos is putting the class teacher's video on the end. So I've got the group photo, the group video rather, and then I just put the teacher's video on the end. So a little bit of editing for that. I just use some
Well,
basic
curiosity
editing software.
is in the process. Are you scanning a QR at the point of video?
Nope.
As they go on the video, is there any? Okay, so you're only capturing the
Nope.
subject image, and the
Oh,
video
exactly.
is okay.
Yeah.
And
All,
are you having
all
to?
I'm
Are you having
Yeah.
to identify that video to that individual child, or is that an
No,
automated?
the clever say the clever thing is there's many ways to record the video. You could record the video on a mobile phone and shoot in the normal way with your camera equipment. I think the tidiest way to do it, and I found the tidiest way to do it, is to take your photographs and then video with the same camera, because you've got sequential numbers, and that makes life so much easier. Because unless you're using in tagged or something like that, where you're bringing data into the camera, that is the best way to do any of these things. We happen to use Got Photo here in the UK for this particular for my business. So we shoot the QR code, identifies the child, we photograph the child, then we video the child. So we've got a sequential number. We got the same. Then the next QR code, the next child, and so on and so forth. And the same thing with classes. We shoot a QR code to separate the classes. So it's sequential. I mean, you can't. There's loads of ways you can do it, but trust me, Calvin, I'm telling you now, if it wasn't simple, I wouldn't do it. So I've kept my life really simple. I'd hate the idea. I mean, one of my plans many years ago was, eventually, wouldn't it be lovely if we took the photographs and the videos came from the parents themselves? We just link them together for them, and then we charge them for that service, even though we haven't done it. Do you know what I mean? So eventually, I would love it to be so popular and so traditional that the parents want to give us the video that they've got at home to link to the photograph that we've taken. So
So
anyway,
what
at the
is the
moment,
name of
keep it
the
simple.
what's the name of the app or the company that you're currently
It,
using? Are they located in
it
the UK? Are they state
it's called
US?
yeah, it's called Moving Memories, and they are in the UK. They've actually got clients, because I went to SPAC last year. They've got a few clients in America, actually. There's one in Mexico, and they've got one in people dotted around. I mean, to be honest with you, 2 years ago when I came to SPAC, I'd only just started using it, and I mentioned it in my talk that I did there. But last year I talked about it a lot, because I was really using it to it really is getting me noticed. It doesn't mean, I always say it's my charm that has won all my accounts. It's down to me personally, but I think I've got a funny feeling that there's a little bit of a connection to these products. They are turning heads, and they get you
Mhm.
noticed. And when you consider a lot of the market are just doing the same thing all the time, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, because we're all making money doing that. This is just something that it really does get the attention of some of the clients that I really want, and the ones that, if I really want them, this is the sort of thing that I will start talking to them about. Because at the moment, for a competitive point of view, I've got a bit of a competitive edge in offering that. When schools came up to me on Friday last week at a conference and said to me, "Oh my God, the reception photograph was so beautiful. The kids, it was so lovely for the parents. We can't wait to do it again this year." When parents say to you, "We can't wait to do it again next year," that you've got something pretty special there. So yeah,
Well,
it's
well, Ian,
when I work. Go on.
well, I was going to ask, what kind of money are you getting on a per head basis, and what percentage are adapting to this on a given school?
That's a good question. So when I'm taking, say, leavers in a primary school, so most primary schools in the UK were really small schools, most of them, you've probably got anywhere from 30 to 50 people who are leaving the school that this year. Now, I mean, there's an argument to say you could do this for the whole school, and you could. However, I've tried to create this as a traditional thing we do every year, as like a special leavers thing. So for those 50 people, you're looking at, normally, if you took 50 individual photographs in the summer before children leave, your participation rates, because you've already taken them in the autumn as well, probably not going to be very high. You're probably going to be looking at 25 to 30% of the people buying. But when you do something like Moving Memories and you advertise that in your web shop and you say, if you spend over, and you can do whatever you like, spend over £30, for instance, that is enough that I know that I can get the QR code and everything done, and still have a great margin and still increase participation. So we go from having, instead of 30% of the people buying, to more like 80 to 90% of people actually buying it. Because once one parent tells another parent the video,
Sure.
you can just see, it just goes up and up and up and up. It can be a slow burner, but until you get your first client showing it to another parent who's already in the same school, then yeah. But what it does is it turns our summer class photograph season into a much higher opportunity to earn revenue and to get a better margin at that time of the year, because traditionally the summer for us is, it's your turnover, but your costs are quite high as well. So you're not making loads of money. You make all your money in the autumn term. So what the idea is to try and make a bit more money, in the summer, and it's certainly working. But not only that, it's used as a winning clients thing as well. So it has multiple levels of benefits, I suppose, really.
And so is the time that it takes to capture the kid about the same, capture the subject about the same as it is to photograph the subject?
Yeah, you're probably doubling your time, because it takes you 20, 30 seconds to photograph a child. And what I always do with my business anyway, or what my team do, is try to take 2 to 3 photographs of each child, so we get different expressions, choice as well, that kind of thing. So if you're doing that, and then you're just doing a 10-second video, most of the time the kids get it right first time. There are some nervous children, and you might have to do it again. Most of the time, even if it is a bit funny or a bit quirky, we'll leave it in anyway. I mean, it's not necessarily about what they say, it's how they say it, and it's a moment in time. And as long as they've got their words out and they're not embarrassed by it, we don't normally say, oh, well, let's do that again. We just let them have that time, really. And you get some children that are very shy, and that we get them to just wave at the camera, because that's enough. It's just movement that the parent wants to see, really. So if you're
photographing in the same aspect ratio, vertical, portrait.
Yes. So
what we want
to do is you want to photograph. Yeah. So when we're doing our class photographs, for instance, we always video them in landscape, and we photograph in landscape. When we're doing individuals, we photograph in portrait, and we video in portrait, and that just makes it so much easier. I mean, the Moving Memories service, weirdly, you can have a landscape photo with a portrait video playing, and vice versa. You can have that. It's just, it doesn't look as good as the ones that are shot and photographed in the same way, videoed and photographed in the same way. Yeah.
Sure, you can fill the frame better.
Well, of course. And we've also got a lot of schools now that are asking for their reception children to be individually photographed in the same way, and saying something, because it's a bit more difficult with the reception child. I mean, I've talked to a few 5-year-olds, and even trying to get them to say their name and do a little wave, it's like you end up, it's quite hard, really. But you do get some absolutely amazing children that can do that. But ultimately, you're trying to give the parents a moving image. I mean, they don't often get to see what it's like with their children in school. And a photograph is one thing, but a video is quite a special thing. I mean, I've had a lot of lovely things emailed to me from parents who've got children who've had moving memories. They really do appreciate it. Again, it's another extra special part of what we do anyway. I mean, the photography is one thing, and we take lovely Ian, photographs. But
have you rolled this over into the sports sector at all? Because it seems to me here, U.S. football anyway, American football, it seemed to be a real natural positive.
I remember
aftermarket sale. It seems like it would be very
right. I mean, I remember I remember last year when I was at SPAC, a lot of people were talking to me from the sports markets and saying that, all that there's footage that you have, there's video that you already have of amazing moments, catching the ball and an incredible touchdown and stuff like that. And if you link that to a portrait, that is incredibly, some special things that you can do, and you can do team things as well in the same way. Any video you can link to any photo. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd be leery of going out to capture action shots and then culling and bringing them back together. That's a whole lot. However, in the traditional portrait that we do, having the kid get down in a growling or whatever they might do in a football, for instance, I'm here. It just seems like it would come alive, and that would be very very intriguing to parents.
You see it on a lot of the sports programs these days when they show you the photograph of the player and then the player moves and stuff like that. So there's loads of those kind of ways you could use it. I mean, unfortunately, here in the UK, it's quite boring. We're down here in Cornwall. We don't have we have a sports there are sports that go on, and we do some of that kind of stuff. Not a lot of that kind of stuff because I'm right down the left-hand corner of Cornwall, like miles. It seems like miles from anywhere, really. But it, it's definitely wherever you can think of to make use of it. The technology exists, and you can do it, and it can be the difference between, just doing what you do or growing your business because you've got something special that gets you noticed, really. And I would definitely say, like I said, my business is only 3 years old. We've got 55 schools, which is not a lot. For some of the people that are out there that have got much bigger. But in 3 years, to have a business with 55 schools that I'm fairly confident I'm not going to, I'm going to hang on to most of those guys. It's pretty good, really. So, so it must be something that's going well. But like I say, the technology's out there. You can certainly do it. And again, for me, the workflow was the main thing. I don't like work. I don't want to do much work. I just want it to be simple. I want to automate everything. And that's why, once I upload my photographs, I love it. The fact that everything happens through API and I don't have to touch anything. That's amazing. And with augmented reality and with moving memories, I didn't want to make it complicated. I wanted it to be simple enough for me to be able to say, right, as long as the money's coming in and that service is easily paid for and there's a margin in it and we're increasing our turnover at the time of the year we need it, ultimately, that's absolutely perfect. But the added bonus is that it's getting us noticed with schools that we actually want. The ones that are on my wish list are interested in this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's and like I said, that's why I talk about.
It's a matter of either you start to adapt this technology and technologies like it, or you will be left in the dust because somebody's going to come along offering this, and your account is really not your account. It's the client's account, and they choose who to. Right. They choose who they're going to do business with. And if this is something that they're intrigued by through with your differentiation that you've been able to develop using this specific product mix and the application, then that account is gone. So start to adapt, learn. That's why we encourage people to join us at the SPAC conference. Yes, it costs money, but you will get more money out of your attendance at SPAC than you will lose. Guaranteed.
100%. I mean, last year when I came to SPAC, I thought I was a lonely AR person in the world, but there are, as I say, Chris Garcia's, he's doing a session this year. He was talking about AR last year quite a lot. There was another gentleman I met when I was there as well that's using it in his business. So, people are using this technology, and I'm not being funny, whether you're a small business or whether you're a huge business, you can use this technology. You can make it part of what you do because it is, it's amazing. All it is enhancing what we're already doing in volume portraiture. It really is. We're still photographing. We're still taking in the lights. We've still got, deep white umbrellas taking beautiful pictures, and we've still got those individuals being sold through the various platforms that are available in, all over the world. But all we're doing is enhancing it with a piece of video that then makes those photographs. Really, the words "keep print alive" are really appropriate here. Because the only way to see the video is to have the print. It's as simple as that.
That's
You
right.
need that photograph. You know, the video. If you buy a digital image, it's not the same. You can't. Well, you could hold it over the screen on, you know, in the screen in front of you, but physically having a print on the wall and holding a camera or a phone over that, and then the video playing is quite amazing, to be honest with you.
So, Ian, are you doing it for every child, whether they bought or not? It's done and ready to go.
Yes. Yeah, I do
Okay,
it
so you're
speculation.
okay.
It's not. Here's the clever thing, actually. Sorry, Calvin. Is that we do photograph and video every child in the normal way, and we
Mhm.
only process the orders. Okay. So, and what is good about that is that, again, as I said, from my workflow point of view, I don't want to be processing all these orders if we're not going to get money for them, because obviously there's a cost involved. So, the hard job, like it is most of the time in our markets, is marketing to the parents to get them to buy. So, in my web shop in Got Photo or whatever, I've got an advert that says if you spend over £30 or if you buy this particular package, you will get a QR code sent to you that brings the images to life. And then once
Okay.
they've bought it, I process the video and the image. And then what happens, as always, is once one parent has it, you then start getting multiple orders coming in. You know, the hardest thing is to explain it to someone. It's like this conversation. It is hard to explain if you've never seen it before, but simply, it's a print, and when you hold your phone over the print, a video that you've linked to that photograph would literally play. So it
Sweet.
is as simple as that. It's just your imagination. It's just what can you do to enhance what you're already doing? Like you said, sports. I think there's loads of opportunities. When I look at
Mhm.
the amazing stuff that's on you know, in the
Mhm.
various groups that I'm in for sports, there's so many opportunities. Exactly what you said. You know, take a sports photograph, get them to do a little video of them, you know, showing the muscles or whatever, or growling at the screen. Imagine if you're a parent, you get that print, then get a QR code, and you can, you know, you can say, look, here's my boy, here's what he does, or my daughter, or whatever, you know. So, and whatever you can think of from a video point of view, as long as you keep it simple, you know, keep it simple. Don't make it complicated for yourself. There's an opportunity to create extra value with whatever you're doing at the moment, you know, so get more revenue. So
Absolutely. Now, you have a video that I think you told us you had a video. Can you share that with us
yeah,
so
I
we
can
can
I
all
can
take a
I can
look?
show it. Yeah, I've got a few things on my YouTube channel. A lot of my things on my YouTube
Okay.
channel are private just for the schools because they're not shareable. But I don't mind quickly. I'll show a few of those very quickly if that's all
Okay.
right. So let me share my screen, and here we go. Can you see my screen now?
No,
No.
not yet.
Let me go back then. Let me go back. Oh yeah, sorry. There we go. Share my screen. There we are. Right. Can you see it now?
I do see your screen.
I don't know if the but here's an example of a video I did a long, long time ago, probably a year or so ago. But it just shows you how, you know, literally the concept. You have a video that's linked to a photo. You're using the app to hold it over the picture to basically watch the video, really. So it's a simple. I'm not sure what's that. There it is, the screen. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see the concept quite easily, really. That's literally I put all of those images across my living room a long time ago, and then just went around holding my phone in front of the pictures, and literally all of those images are picked up. There's some graduations.
Hi,
We've
my
done
name
that a
is
couple of
Toby
times.
and it's 2023.
Oh, it's a bit of sound.
My name is Isaac and I'm at St Mary's School in Year 6.
There you go.
Hi, my name is Georgia. It is 2023 and
Okay. So we're not seeing the actual
There we are.
movement, but we get the concept, and I think that's wonderful. I've got a big smile on my face because it was
Yeah.
like that's cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Now
I mean, I have got.
we
Go
need to
on.
translate.
Carry on.
We need to translate. You've been saying leavers. Leavers are students that are leaving elementary school and moving on to the next school level. So that would be in
That's
US,
right.
that would be sixth graders, fifth graders,
Yeah.
eighth graders, those particular groups. It could also be
Yeah.
even seniors in the 12th grade that are
Yeah.
leaving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Graduations as well. I mean, in the US, I think there's a real opportunity for do something for graduations as well, really. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
know the US graduation market particularly well, but
Mhm.
I know that photography is certainly a huge part of it. So imagine to having, I don't know, your aspirations, a short video about what it is you want to do going forward. and have that linked to your photograph is another thing that potentially, I mean, like I said, I'm just a small business down here in Cornwall that
You
focuses
know,
on schools.
our sizes, the sizes of our business are the result of so many factors, including the desire to have a very large organization.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a whole lot of work, and trust me, the margins go down as quickly
Yes.
as the volume goes up. So
Yeah,
you have to figure
too
out
right.
where
Yeah,
do you want to be in that puzzle. So
exactly. It's the sweet spot. I've been
you're
looking for the
bringing
sweet
that's
spot,
right,
really. Yeah.
you're bringing information and knowledge to us about a
Mm,
potential beneficial product that we'd be able to use in
yeah, yeah.
well, I don't know what the exchange rate is, but what are you able to charge in your market? Are you varying the price by school, or you have a fixed price?
I like all of my schools to have exactly the same pricing. So I'm aiming, or I aim for £30. Well, £30. I don't know, sure what that is actually is in dollars really here. But my average order value for my normal school portraits is around about the 20, 27, £28 across the whole of my business per basket, if you like. So
Okay.
I've got this at a £30 minimum. Okay, but we're finding the spend going up to 35. So we're getting about £8 or £9 more. But we're also per basket, but we're also getting people photographed
Increase
when they otherwise wouldn't be, because we've already photographed them in the
increase
autumn and we're
participation.
photographing them
Yeah,
again. Yeah. So
increase participation. Yeah,
it's that concept. Yeah. And
yeah.
ultimately we're looking at trying to create a tradition, which is definitely happening in the schools we've currently got. They're saying, "Can we do that again?" And that's what you want to hear for your clients. But I just get excited when I look at some of the things that you have at SPAC and some of the dance stuff as well. I've been to I've seen Cheryl a few times, and the things that
Oh
she does.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
so many possible, I mean, again, it just has to be how it suits your business. So many possible ways to use this technology, and the technology is available to be able to say, here's some beautiful dance photographs and here's some footage that is linked to that photograph, and you can sell that at a much higher price than you can with ordinary photographs, because every time somebody comes around to the house, you can get your phone out, hold it over the picture and say, look at this, look at my daughter, here's a picture of her on the wall, but here's a beautiful ballet that she did, or 10 seconds of some lovely dance that she's
Man,
put together.
wow.
I can see that
Yeah,
for not just dance but sports, as you say, and graduations as well. I think there's it again, there are people who can probably think of better ways to use it that suit their business, but I can see that there are opportunities everywhere, really, to be honest.
huge. I mean, that's
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic, man. I
Hmm.
appreciate you wanting to share this information, because I think it's, everybody worries about somebody else knowing what I'm doing, how I'm doing, where I'm doing, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about execution. Can you execute it the same
Too
way or
right.
better than the person
Yeah,
that's you're competing against? The reality is you're already way ahead of the marketplace in what you're doing. Folks have to
yeah,
catch up to
yeah,
where you are to be a threat,
yeah.
and
Well,
even
yeah,
then you're not going to be where you were at the time that they that they get to where you are.
that's
So
true.
it's
That's true, Calvin.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
we can't. Your competition is between your ears. I've always said
yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's always
yeah,
between our ears, and we have to have the right
yeah,
attitude. You lose a school, it just means go pick up another one. It wasn't
yeah, yeah,
yours. It was an account
yeah,
you
yeah.
had. It's gone. They changed the admins or whatever it might be. Go get some more business. It's out
That's
there.
it. Ultimately,
There's
that's
lots of
that's why
business.
SPAC that's why SPAC is so special to me, really. Honestly, the things that I've learnt over the years going to SPAC, I mean, just simple things as well, little things. I was telling Corey and some of the team, you weren't very well when you came over to the UK, I think, Calvin, for the conference, for the Click
Yeah,
conference, I think it was.
right.
But I remember um, just some of the things that are really, you know, hang on, I lost my train of thought then, really. But we,
We do that.
we've got. So yeah, I've completely lost my train of thought. I thought this is a really good point that I can make here now, and I've completely lost it out of my head, really. But I was just trying to think what I was saying, really. But yeah, it just the chance to, coming to SPAC and everything. It's just the chance to meet so many people who have got so many different types of businesses, and so many different ways of working, and who they choose to use for their software and stuff like that. And having, meeting all of the things, all of the people, um, Skylab and Evoto and Evoti and all those other amazing trade stands that are there as well. Just learnt so much when I was there. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, it was Matt Kettmuller. He
Mhm.
mentioned something last year at one of the events, and I wrote that down, and I took it and used it this autumn. And that was our banners. We've now got banners that say on them for the
Yeah.
children. It just says, "Hi, hi, I'm Mandy. I like." We asked Mandy whether she liked chocolates or crisps, and she said you like crisps. She liked beetles, or she likes unicorns, or whatever.
Mhm.
We've been putting those banners up when the children are coming in and seating. And honestly, this autumn seems to be the calmest autumn we've had for a long time, because the children seem quite engaged at reading and discussing it with their teacher sometimes, and keeping them a little bit calmer. And it seems to be really, really working. But again, that idea came from SPAC. Really, I wouldn't have been doing
Yeah.
that if I hadn't heard Matt talk about it. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
also led on to, we've now done a video as well to get teachers to show the classes before we come about School Photography Day, because I had loads of teachers now say to me, "Oh, it's so great. The kids were really nervous about what was going to happen, and now they've seen the video, they're really pleased because they know what's going to happen on School Photo Day." So that, again, all of these little ideas have come from going to events like that and meeting, incredible people who are running really, really good businesses, and they're
Sure.
there to learn as well, just like everyone else.
Mhm.
Even if they're imparting great knowledge, but they're also there at the same time learning themselves. So
Well, you'll
highly
find
recommend.
the most successful folks are lifelong learners. They don't
Yeah,
turn it off.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't think they've reached their full potential. They continue to learn. And if you
yeah,
look at that, that's
yeah,
not just photography, it's all places.
yeah. It's true.
It's all
Yeah, it's so
industries,
true.
you know.
Howard. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
hey, Corey, come on back on board, Corey, because there's some stuff that we might need to finish out here. But this has been great, Ian. I appreciate you joining us. It's really kind of exciting. And now, of course, you need to have them measure what the number of hits they're going to get in over the next week or so with people trying to hit their website.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's at Moving Memories.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think that's a real good concept.
yeah, yeah.
Also, you
Definitely.
said you showed a video, or you showed a kid's video. Are you at liberty to share that on the SPAC
Yeah,
page to let folks know,
yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
look,
I think. Yeah, yeah, I may have done that, but I'll do that after this. I will take the
yeah,
link and post it in on the spec page, because again, it's
sure.
just a quick video that says,
Hmm.
this is what happens on photo day, just to try and make them feel a bit more relaxed about sitting there and waiting in line for their
Absolutely.
photographs to be
I
taken.
think I think
Um,
that one of the things that we miss, and we have to think like a child. Um, First of all, you don't talk to strangers. So how
yeah,
do we break down the concept of you don't talk to
that's true.
strangers? The
Yeah,
signage
yeah,
that you use at the site means that the person is no longer a stranger when they get in front of the photographer. They've already been
that's true.
introduced. They like
Yeah,
Batman, they like pickles,
yeah,
they
yeah,
like whatever.
that's
They've been
it.
introduced, and there's a level of anxiety that it steps down a bit through that process.
True,
So I
true.
think that you've
Yeah, yeah,
Matt the body, you've landed on a
yeah,
tool that probably should be implemented by a whole lot of us to introduce the photographer before they get to the
yeah,
photographer. It makes life so much
yeah,
easier. So that's
yeah.
fantastic.
It's really handy because it's just a YouTube link as well. So what's great is then you end up getting
Sure.
lots of your hits go up and up and up because the schools are looking at it, which is great. And a lot of the teachers do come up to you on photo day and say, "Oh, that video is really, really good." I mean, we've got a lot of teachers that are involved in looking after SEND children or special educational needs children, and
Yes.
the teachers have come to me and said, "No one has ever thought of that before, about
Hmm.
giving the
Hmm.
children something to see and understand, because a lot of the children do not like change, and they don't like surprises and all those sorts of things. A lot of things that we don't like maybe, but to be able to say, here's what's happening on photo day, at least they know. And some of them it really, really does help, and some of them it wouldn't have changed anything, but if it's helping just a few people, it's worth it. Because once you've
Absolutely.
recorded it and uploaded it, all I'm doing is sending a link, so it's nice, it's really sweet.
And again,
I'm going to jump in.
it's differentiating your product offering and your service offering comparatively to the other people in the marketplace.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
you're giving
true.
them something that works for them, that makes life easier
Yeah,
on them. So it's all great, and I'm
Yeah,
very happy to see you here today, man. We appreciate it. Corey, you're
that's okay.
jumping
Well,
in.
it's great to
I was
be
jumping
here.
in
Yeah,
because it's just
Go on.
been record setting anxiety for children. Some of our children did not come out of COVID as well as some others did.
Definitely.
Actually, a
Yeah.
majority have not. A majority are struggling with anxiety, with social pressure, being able to socially interact, be in a group, things like that. So
Yeah,
this is
I agree.
exactly, you're warming them up to what's going to happen, which then results probably in a more natural expression, better pictures, a little bit calmer attitude. So I
Yeah,
think this is a
definitely.
win-win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not saying it's changed everything, but certainly it feels, whether we're just getting better, it feels that this autumn has been a lot calmer than many other autumns, and it might just be the photographers are happier, I don't know, but no, I think a lot of it is to do with just the children feel a bit more comfortable, and you find them often saying, cats or dogs, which one do you like, before they go in, and if they know the photographer likes dogs, oh, you like dogs. So it's just something that they've got, instead of just going into a studio where they're seeing someone that maybe they saw a year ago but they don't remember or whatever, but they're going into a studio and they feel a little bit more like they're connected. Yeah, an icebreaker. Exactly.
It's an icebreaker. I love it.
Too right.
Great.
And
Yeah,
also with
All right.
from school, I would think from a school standpoint, you being able to let them know that you care about your students' mental health and you want them to be comfortable, because that's something that all of them all over the world, all schools are dealing with right now. I think we all
right. Yeah.
And
I think
Corey,
we all right now need to take a breath. I mean, it's been a little chaotic even for adults.
and
Yeah,
Corey,
right.
when you speak of that, it's interesting, when I go out and do sales, the talk about the products that we offer and the services we offer, it's maybe 20% of the conversation. The rest of the conversation is about what they're experiencing as an administrator, what they're going through, yada, da, 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 how they're handling it, what special challenges they have, yada, da, da, da. I don't even, the product, I'm assuming we got the business. I know that might not be good, but I'm assuming I got the business. I'm already your friend. Tell me more about you. And so when you get into the situation where you're addressing the needs of them, as you state,
totally. I mean, that
mental health,
just that video alone, it gives them a feeling of trust as well. It gives them a feeling of trust. If you show them a video of you, showing them a video of how we make the children feel comfortable, it's so great to they feel like they can trust you, and that goes a long way to getting an account. Ultimately, half the time they need to know who you are and they need to trust you. You're building a relationship, and actually, like you said just now, Calvin, the smallest part of that thing is actually whether you can take good photographs or not. Half the time that's the last thing they care about. It's one of the most important things, but it's often the last thing they care about. So everything else is really important, building that relationship and showing that you care.
That's it.
And I don't be funny, if we make the environment on the day nice for the kids, it helps the photographers enjoy it as well. So actually everybody wins, it's one of those things, I think. So
yeah, no, I love the overall concept and what you're talking about and how you've been able to implement it. And I guess, like I said, there's going to be some people hitting that website to get more information. And also remember Chris Garcia, he's here in the US and he's doing something similar, and he can probably help people out on this side if they don't want to use this other group.
Chris and I have connected already, and we were talking about he may want me to get involved when and at least give my perspective on that session as well. So and I'd be more than welcome to help out if he needs that. But it's great. Absolutely. What is great is people are doing it. It exists. You can do it for yourself. And I love to encourage the small operators, the people out there that haven't got many accounts, because actually these are the sorts of things that can get you more accounts without actually needing to, it's available to everybody. So why not? If you've got a few accounts, you want more, you could use this to help you to do that.
Sure.
If you might be struggling to grow your business for many reasons, competitive reasons, whatever, then, things like this can make you stand out, make you different ultimately. So yeah, it's there for everyone to use. If and if I can do it, trust me, I'm a one-man band in Cornwall with 55 schools, and almost every single one of my schools has this. So they, and they want it again next year, and so on and so forth. So you can do it. If I'm an example of that, you can do it for sure.
Absolutely. There we go. All right, Corey, you got any more follow up? Because you gave a thorough introduction today, and all about the early bird is coming to an end, folks. That $3.99 is an unbelievable price. Our cost for the food that we serve during the course of the event is higher than $399, but we've been able to offer that price because of the strong participation by our vendors. We're over 100 vendors in a much bigger exhibit hall. There'll be bigger booths, and they're going to be showing a whole lot of good stuff. We've got camera equipment people. We've got, hey, Canva is coming to the program. Aren't they? Do I recall correctly, Corey?
Yes,
Canva
you're
is
right.
actually, they picked up a booth and are coming in. So they see value in what we're doing and the audience that we're serving. And that's a high testament, because they're on a roll right now worldwide, and they've taken over so much of the graphic area. When I say taken over, I mean we're doing a bunch of stuff in Canva ourselves, and it's just making life easy for a lot of different reasons. So I'm excited about just them being there. But we're seeing new vendors coming in. We're seeing old vendors returning, and we're seeing vendors say, this is the best show we can possibly do. We're going to put all of our resources on your show because we see a better ROI than any other show in the industry. That's a high testament. So early bird, $3.99, get it in. It goes up $100, Corey.
I can't remember off the top of my head, Calvin. I've been working all day. But
It goes up. And it
So
has to go up because we're trying to make room commitments. We're trying to get a menu, food counts and all of that sort of thing, because has a bearing on our success. Right now, our room commitments, believe it or not, we are 50% sold out on rooms already. If that's not a call for desperation, hey, folks, you better get your room booked, because you won't be staying at the South Point if you're not in that next 50%. Yes, Corey.
I have a few other things. I'm just going to direct this to the people who have emailed me since the Hoover app has gone live. Okay, so if you're on the agenda page, every day is a different tab. So you're going to want to push the next tab to get to the next day. The description is long. Click the title of the description, and the whole description will be showing. Yes, there are a few speakers who have not sent us their final descriptions yet, but I should really give her credit. Kaylee is updating those descriptions and those photos every single day. So yes, there's more and more that is going to be added. A detailed floor plan of the trade show. Also, we'll be adding the menus. And this year, the sideshow rooms. And you're wondering, Corey, what's a sideshow room? A sideshow room is a room that a vendor can rent out and do a proper sales presentation. We do not allow any selling from our main education platform. They're allowed to tell you what they use and give their vendors some recognition. However, what we provide in education is not a sales pitch. But we want our vendors to have an opportunity to share their newest software or their new tech tools, or help you get more efficient on their platform. So we do offer them an opportunity to rent out a room where they can make presentations. That will be happening up at the exhibit hall, just like the trade show now is in the bigger exhibit hall, much larger room, so we can get more people in there. So please keep an eye on that. That will be added to our main agenda schedule as well. It'll just be coded as a sideshow, so you know that it will be perhaps a sales presentation. Now, I know you have lots of questions. Yes, the photo contest is still going to be happening. It does not launch until January. I have on the website all the categories if you want to start working on that. But the announcement for the photo contest will not happen until January. Any other exhibitors out there who have not booked a trade show? We're sold out for this year, so I will keep you on my waiting list. If you have any changes in contacts, please let me know. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Don't you I think I just gave
Hey,
like
let me wind it up and just say, hey, there are no dumb questions. Don't we all think that about our own businesses and the customers that call us sometime? I love the call. When are the pictures coming? The minute those pictures are ready, we want them to go out because we don't really want your pictures. Trust me. We can't say it's a dumb question, but it is to us. The reality is information that we're going to push out or that Corey and her team is going to push out is real time. As fast as it comes in, it's getting pushed up and online. If it's not there, there's no need to send an email. It's not available. As soon as it's there, it will be available. Trust her. She's been doing a fantastic job. She's built her team to support her. I think that we got to give her some grace and not ask the questions that can be answered just by reasonable deduction. If the information is not there, the information is not available. That's just reasonable deduction, folks. So, I hate to be the old man in the room saying, stop it. But let's keep those emails to a minimum, communicate between each other because we all probably have many of the answers of the questions that are being asked. Hoover has a whole lot of the questions that are being asked. But if we keep it down, it won't have the level, it won't elevate the level of anxiety and stress that goes with putting on an event for almost 1,500 people at a hotel. It's a lot of work. I hope I did good, Corey. I'll look for my check after this. Just send me something, DoorDash or something.
Send you a little free bevy or something. Jump as soon as you register, download the app, get involved. People are looking for roommates already. People are looking for ride shares of when they're arriving, so to share an Uber cost. People are starting to do meetups, roulette. We're betting. And so there's a lot of fun things going on. And don't be shy. I know it's really hard. If you've never been to SPAC, you are probably a little bit nervous. Who wouldn't be? No one likes to be the new person in school. But I'm telling you, it's a wonderful group. For any of the scholarship recipients, Laura Turner is already on the Hoover app ready to answer your questions. We have a discussion board for you, first-time attendees, as well as the Strawbridge family have set up a meetup. They want to meet you all. So there is a scholarship with the Strawbridge family meetup as well. So lots of things are happening. So register, get your room booked, and then join the fun on the app because there's lots of fun.
And don't forget, and lastly, don't forget about those excursions. This is the first year we're doing off-site excursions on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, right?
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday. I'm so sorry. Tuesday. One is that Red Rock excursion with we got a couple of models that are going to be there. It's just a gorgeous, beautiful place to capture imagery, whether it be the natural landscape imagery or if it's going to be portraits. And the second one is Atomic Golf. For those that don't want to go on that one, there's Atomic Golf. They both have limited seats, shall we say. They have limited seats. Transportation will be provided. You don't have to worry about that, but get on, sign up for them, because this gives you the opportunity to sit and be with people for an extended period of time and without conflict of I got to get to a class or I scheduled a meeting with a vendor or anything like that. This gives you that opportunity to have those in-person direct one-on-one contacts. Believe me, we toured the Atomic Golf site. It's beautiful, easy, etc. I haven't picked up a golf club in many years, and Corey, tell him what happened. Tell him, I had to.
He's bragging, folks. He beat us all. We played a silly little game, and Calvin, of course, came in first. I had to take a picture of the screen to prove it. I do have a video of him with a nice drive, at least 600 yards, just to prove he could actually do it. It was beautiful. But people, keep in mind, if you've already registered, but now you want to add that, you can go back into the website and simply just register for those excursions because it is an additional registration. So if you've already registered, but you didn't know about what we were planning, it's not too late. So don't worry about that.
Not at all. All right, folks. I want to thank you for joining us. Ian, again, thank you for staying up in the UK. It's probably 10 o'clock there right now.
Thanks. Sure is.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night tomorrow. Thanks for staying up and sharing with us what you've been doing and what your experience is. It's wonderful to have our international participants here on SPAC Chat, because it really gives weight to the fact that we are not just a U.S. organization or School Photographers of California. That's what it was way back in the day. It's the official corporate entity name. However, it is a global company, a global organization at this point, and we've got people coming from all over. So thank you, Ian, for being one of those, shall we say, one of those hallmarks, one of those leaders in the foreign sector. We really appreciate it. Corey, if that's it,
pleasure.
Let's sign it off. Hey, ladies
Thanks,
and gentlemen,
Ian.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you
everyone.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.